Alright, I'm going to be showing the basic setup of the CO2 laser engraver. So, well, basically the first thing you do is have your water circulation ready. So you'll have like a bucket which is filled about 75% up with water. So you have these two tubes going into it. So you have your water inlet and the water outlet. So the water inlet, it goes into the tube, so it goes into the laser tube, and that's what circulates the water inside the tube for the laser to work correctly and cool itself down and don't overheat or anything like that. And the water outlet, that just gets rid of the exhaust of the water inside the laser tube. So you pop both of those into the bucket. The water inlet tube that attaches onto the motor for the water pump. So the water pump has another connection. This is the two-prong connection, and that goes right in there. So you pop that in. Then you have your other two-prong connection, and that's for the fan, and that is the air ventilation. So that gets rid of all the fumes and the exhaust and all those kind of toxic items, and that will just attach into that port. We'll just place that in here. Then you get your big tube here as well. So that's part of the air ventilation, and you can just stick that on top. So you'll have this bigger side just going in there. You can just have that going out somewhere, like out of a window or anything like that. So that gets rid of all the bad air and the fumes. And lastly, you have your power connection, and then you just pop that into the power socket. And you do have one more connection as well. It's the USB connection on this side. So this is the connection you would need to pop your data and transfer your designs and cutting materials and engraving materials from the software. So you would attach a USB into this port. Alright, just to make sure your water circulation is working correctly, just have your water outlet tube, just take that out, just check if there's water going out of it. As well, you can open the back of the tube and just check that there's actual water going inside the tube, if it has bubbles. And the first time you turn it on as well, it should have the water shooting in, so you'll see all the water going inside the tube. Okay. So these are the current regulation buttons. So this is what gives you the power of the laser. And these are worked out in percentages, so you have the highest being 10%. So you can increase that by 10, or you can take it away by 10. So that's on 10.1 now. And if I press that -10, it'll go to 0.1. You can also increase it by 1%, or decrease it by 1%. And the lowest you can increase it and decrease it by is 0.1%. So that's for really delicate items. And then you have your test button as well. So that just shoots off the laser wherever the laser head is positioned as well. So if I was to do a laser test right now, let's just get that percentage up. You should see the light shooting. And that's the basic operations of the machine. Okay, so first off, you gotta get your laser layout. So if you click on that button, laser layout, you'll get your width and the height, and that's the workspace you need. So if we just go 300 by 200, that'll be the actual working space inside the laser engraver. So if you just click OK on that, and actually let me just come back to that. If you just select rectangle as well, you'll have an outline of your working space. So that's the actual engraving area inside the laser engraver. So to initialize the device, if you just go on engrave, device initialize, you should hear the laser engraver make a sound as well. So you can just initialize the actual whole laser engraver from here, and you can look for your motherboard. So you'll have like main board here, and then your motherboard should have like the serial number written on here. So you'll have that same serial number written on the motherboard. So if you just select your correct one, just apply an OK, and we'll just open up our file that we're gonna cut. So you got your file right here. So let's make that a bit smaller. Just put it right there at the top. So if you just click on this engrave button, so you'll see it's like it has like a little disc and the lightning bolt. If you just click on that, you should hit the laser power up. So that's the point it's gonna start the actual cut from. So the laser head will be positioned right here. So you can move the laser head like this, just dragging that across. Or you can move it, and just if you can bring your keyboard closer maybe, you can move it with the arrow keys as well, and that can give you like slightly bit more precision. So to cut it, you will just select from the style. You just select here, drop down, you select cut, and once you have your correct position, you just press that start button, and it should start your cut from there. Alright, you can just lift that bit up, so it should come right off there. So you can just disassemble the bits that are cut. And there you go. You have your shape cut out.